coast of Southern California, you can only surf, party, and make love for so long before it's time to go to work.
Rock and roll.
27 banks in 3 years.
Everybody free!
Anything to catch the perfect wave.
I'm not a crook.
Patrick Swayze.
Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
Keanu Reeves.
And you think I joined the FBI to learn to surf?
Point Break.
Adios, amigo!
Welcome back to Reels, Booze, and Bros. If this is your first time tuning in, I encourage you to subscribe to the show so you can hear all the fun episodes we have created and for future shows coming up. For everyone else, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, rate, and review us on your listening platform of choice. It's going to be iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, whatever the other podcasts are out there. We're on a bunch, trust me. I just uploaded our podcast to like 15 different platforms. So, help us out, review, rate us. It would be great. Thank you so much. Plus, it helps the booze fund in a sense. So, and as well, the reason why it lets us know what better content to bring to you. And lastly, check out our website at reelsboozebros.com. Reelsboozebros.com. There you can find all our social media and some other behind-the-scenes little BTS stuff that's going on. I'm thinking about adding some more BTS there, some uncut versions of what we're talking about. There's some pretty good storylines that happened in our past. Some of us and some of our friends that include looks have some names changed for stuff like that.
Allegedly happened. Allegedly.
Thank you. That was Nick. So, and that's what we got. So let's head on to the show. So our last episode was Grandma's Boy. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Watched the movie, loved it. We loved Grandma's Boy. Very good. Monkey. Well, my favorite line, fucking kung fu kicking down the goddamn stairs. And I know the rest of us enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. And so now we're going to go back to the trilogy. And we told you last week, because we Point Break, listen to us. So this week is Point Break, starring Keanu Reeves. And which that means here at RB2, first trilogy was the Denzel trilogy. The next 3 reels will star Keanu Reeves, and it shall be dubbed the Keanu Trilogy. And, it's very original. Thank you very much. So, to kickstart off this trilogy, again, Point Break. And we have a special guest with us. I'm your host, Jay. Co-host, Brian. Nick.
Yep.
Our Real Bro fan, Shane.
Pleasure to be here.
Good to hear. So, Shane's going to be joining us for this Keanu Trilogy. Point Break is one of his all-time favorite movies, so I'm glad we got him on this. And let's now move on to the booze before we get into the actual... the gist of this podcast. So, Shane brought us this booze. It is, I'll go with, what is it, the Point Break?
Point Break theme.
Yeah. Thank you. Drowning Clown. I like it, so Shane, I'll let you go off with it. So
don't fuck it up, Shane, or we'll cancel you like Pepe Le Pew.
I didn't know this is a cancel culture podcast. It's heavy real. It's in Seaside. This is the first actually IPA I've had of them because I'm not an IPA guy, but
he's a stout.
Yeah, I'm a stout man. But this is actually pretty delicious. It's fruity. It's light. Brian's fucking shit up.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's very tasty. I highly recommend.
It is. It's very good. So it is about a 7% alcohol, and Indian Pale Ale. Again, once you go to our website, you'll see us on there. I'll take some pictures of it. We'll throw it on there once this is all said and done. Anybody else, Brian? What you think about this?
This is a very smooth beer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty much done with mine. So
yeah, I'm almost there too.
Yeah, I'm like
drunks. What's the drunks on this podcast?
Wasn't gonna have a second beer tonight, but that's quickly changing.
My thoughts were I'm probably only gonna have 2. Right now, I'm looking at this pace. I'm going with like 4. So
the night is young, gentlemen.
I'm like, yeah, this is good.
So, Nick, you got anything you want to add on this, or just the fact you want another beer?
It's delicious. I'm almost there. Brian seems to be chugging it. I want to enjoy it a little bit more than that.
I don't mean to. It's just,
Right to the face.
Okay, so now, Point Break. A little background on the movie. So Point Break is a 1991 American crime action drama thriller film directed by Catherine Bigelow and written by by W. Peter Liff. It stars Patrick Swayze, oh, so sexy, Keanu Reeves, Lori Petty, and Gary Busey. And the film's title refers to the surfing term Point Break, where a wave breaks as it hits a point of land jutting out from the coastline. Interesting. The film features Reeves as an undercover FBI agent who is tasked with investigating the identities of a group of bank robbers while he develops a complex relationship with the group's leader. Let's see. Development of Point Break began in 1986 when Liff wrote an initial treatment for the film. Bigelow soon developed the script with husband James Cameron, and filming took place 4 years later. It was shot across the western coast of the continental United States and was officially budgeted at $24 million before being released for traditional viewing on July 12, 1991. So Point Break opened. I'm having trouble with that. The booze is kicking already. It's going to be a long night, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle in. So Point Break opened to generally positive critical reception, with critics praising the relationship between Reeves and Swayze. During its theatrical run, the film grossed over $83.5 million, and has since gained a cult following. No surprise. Following the film's success, Point Break was re-released on Blu-ray on June 14th, 2011. It also spawned a remake that was released in 2015. Garbage.
Wait a second.
Dirt.
We're not doing a 2015 remake? Shit. I watched the wrong movie.
well, I guess you're just drinking then.
Sucks to be me.
Hit me again. All right. So let's go on. I'll jump in with the critics. Go into this. The critics thought, let's go with Rotten Tomatoes. They gave it 70% on the tomato meter. The audience score was a 79%. IMDb gave it 7.3 out of 10. Metacritic, Metascore was a 58 out of 100. User score, 8.0 out of 10. So, critics were a little bit the same. And well, actually a little vary like that. The Metascore, 58 out of 100 on those critics. Again, you can suck a bag of dicks, critics. I can't stand them. But we always got to throw them on here just for get an idea of what the huge disparity between the two. Guys, what do you think? So tell me what you think about the critics and your thoughts. Brian, we'll go with you. Nick, we'll save you. You come next, and Shane, we'll save you for last. I know you're itching, but...
Yeah. So for the critic scores, like, I get where they're coming with the 7, but I'm actually a little shocked to see, like, the user scores are, like, in the 8s or, like, or high 7s. Like, I put this movie at, like, a fucking 9. This is one of, like, my favorite action movies of, like, all time. And, like... everything with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, especially him at this time, like, he's one of the biggest stars in the planet. Like, so you would think, like, more people would be on board with, you know, a higher score. So, I mean, that's just me for right now with, like...
I don't know. There was some really corny fucking things that happened.
I get it,
But that was the time period.
I understand.
And that's Keanu.
That. I know. I understand
but
that.
for me,
I'm
that's
just
what
looking
makes
back at
this
it
movie.
now. Looking back at it now, I'm watching it. I'm like,
But dude, that's the stuff they did in this movie is still so different.
I'm not saying it's not a good movie, and I'm not saying I'm not rating it along with the critics and the high 7s, low 8s, but I don't know. I think a 9's just a...
Listen,
9's a little high, so we go
I'm with a 9.
No, I think 7.95654321.
That's repeating.
It's the untapped scale.
No, but I like a 7.5. I'd probably give it. I mean, it's a really good movie, but a 9. I don't know.
Listen, I just love the dynamic between Keanu and Patrick Swayze. Like,
I thought it was a great dynamic too. I'm not knocking
It's one of those things where it doesn't seem like it's good versus bad. I mean, it is, but it isn't at the same time. It's more like Keanu's inner struggle to figure out if he really wants to be an FBI agent. Because deep down, it looks like he wants to be part of Bohdi's gang and just be in it. And
well,
listen,
I don't know about being a part of the gang, because I mean, he definitely wasn't cool with the bank robbers.
No.
I think
it
was whether or not he wanted to be an FBI agent or if he wanted to pursue what he wanted to pursue.
Yeah,
whatever that might have been.
So Shane,
I'm in there with Brian. I'm in the high 8s to even 9. It's like you said, it's Swayze prime, and it's Keanu. Even watching it now, you see how corny Keanu lines are, and it makes it even better. Like I just think this movie gets better and better every time I watch it. It's just classic.
But now,
classic late 80s, early 90s action.
Seriously, and with you're saying like this is the beginning of the corny lines for like this becomes Keanu's thing. Like it really does. Like in almost every movie, he has a line where you're just like, oh, Keanu. You know,
most of the movie was him saying, "Whoa." Yeah, he didn't have it in this one. I think it started. Was it in?
So he's got a couple in here.
Well, yeah, obviously, yes, he has that. I don't know how to say it, but it's just
his delivery.
It's not even his lines; it's just delivery. Yeah, it's the way he says things. It's
yeah, like he puts the emphasis on. He puts the emphasis on like the wrong part. And you're just like,
like Cool Whip. Best way to describe it.
Why are you saying it like that?
So
okay, so I was throwing my final thought before I let you guys. They're gonna run away on this on the podcast. I'm gonna stand back and do my hosting things. But I got 4 things that stood out to me on this movie that all have a common theme, which was way longer than it should be in reality. So 1, where Bohdi runs with the football to score while Utah's chasing after him. Utah breaks about like 15 tackles in order to take down Bohdi in the ocean. What the fuck? Out of bounds? I have no idea, but that's the longest fucking run I've ever seen. How big is this field? Like 10 feet? 1,000 yards? Whatever. So number 2, then there's that foot chase scene. So it starts from the parking garage booth, goes to the gas station, between alleyways, several homes. Next thing you know, a pit bull's being tossed at Utah. They're finally ending at the sewage area. I guess that's the best way to explain it. I'm not from LA, so
I think
that
LA
sounds
River.
about right.
so
Yeah.
like sewage area with there, with Utah twisting his knee and then firing his gun in the air. Loved it, but again, way long. His stamina is amazing, by the way. So and then
Fucking Patrick Swayze, man.
Did you see that fucking? I can't even call that a 6-pack because that I think I'm underestimating it. I felt like he had like 2 on the side also.
an 8-pack.
That's a Roadhouse pack.
I mean, that's just beastly.
And then finally, I'm gonna lump these 2 together. It's the skydiving scenes.
Oh,
Motherfucker, you can only fall for so long before you're gonna hit the ground. Anyway, other than that, movie entertaining. Watching it every time it's on, I'm just gonna watch it. That's what I got from my views and thoughts. We're gonna take a quick break here. Then we're gonna actually get into let's try this again. The mead. I don't know. The rest of the podcast.
The meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes.
I do have to say something though about your meat and potatoes. You guys have been using my Shane face without my written consent, and you're going to be hearing from my lawyers.
Well, we didn't say your last
It's
name.
trademark.
So how do you know it's you?
No, it's Shane Face Industries.
Oh,
TM.
Okay, gotcha.
This is trademark.
Gotcha.
Make sure you take home in the past, post-dated and shit like that. Whatever. Okay. We're going to take a quick break. We're definitely going to fill up another beer because Brian's done. He's crushing the can. Nick just put it down. I'm about to finish mine.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm pretty sure Shane has his nice little koozie of 49ers thing going.
I'm
here.
classy, bro.
So, let's get a beer. We'll tune back in, all right? We'll see you in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I've been to every city in Mexico. Came across an unclaimed piece of meat in Baja. Turned out to be Rosie. Guess he picked up a knife fight with somebody better. Found a passport of yours in Sumatra. Missed you by about a week in Fiji. But I knew you would have missed 50-year storm, Bohdi. Alright, we're back. RB2, Real Booze and Bros. Let's get into it, guys. What you all been waiting for. So now, favorite scenes. Who'd like to go first? I think Shane. Shane, let me hear what you got for favorite scenes.
Yeah, I'll start this baby off. You actually already mentioned it. It's the chase scene with what starts as soon as they're reconning the bank, they're doing stakeout, and then literally the chase that lasts forever.
Utah, give me 2. Give me 2.
Yeah.
And then they do the car scene chase through everything, and then the foot chase between Keanu and Swayze. It's great. And then at the end, that's my favorite scene. Is literally when Utah blows out his knee, and then he's looking at Swayze, and with gun drawn, and Swayze's looking back just with those eyes under the mask, and they're just locking eyes.
Big,
beautiful blue eyes.
beautiful blue eyes.
Which I do a BTS at the end after this.
Well, at that
For
point,
that.
they both definitely know it's who the
Oh, yeah.
the other one
100%.
is. Yeah.
Well, you're pretty sure it's obviously fucking Johnny
Yeah.
Utah running
Yeah.
after you. You're just looking at that back of his locks.
But
black
that's
locks
it's
flying
just an
in there.
epic scene of them chasing each other. All my scenes are really based on like fight scenes and chase scenes. It's like the fight scene at the shower with Anthony Kiedis.
Yes.
That's great. I love it. The fight scene at the house when they originally
The
busted
FBI
on
raid?
yeah
Okay.
with Anthony Kiedis' gang. It's not his gang, Warchild's gang. And then the end fight scene between Keanu and Swayze. And Swayze gives him a roadhouse. It's great. Right to the chest. Boom. Sends Keanu flying. Johnny Utah couldn't handle the kick to the chest.
But he does cuff him.
Yeah.
alright.
He
As
gets,
he's
he
being
gets a
drowned,
better
he
man,
throws
but
a cuff on him.
those scenes are just riddle me. I love them.
All right, sounds very good. Nick, what do you think is going on here for your favorite scenes?
I didn't have as much action in my scenes. So first for me was the Utah meeting Harp. Just the biggest thing besides the Harp lines was that Harp's like talking about like how all their job is data, and yet the entire fucking movie is action.
Yeah.
You know, like I just thought that was like a little.
That's the 1%. Right?
Yeah. I was like, all right, it's data, but there's no data absolutely in this movie.
The one thing that bothers me about that scene is he's literally walking through, showing him everything, and then he's like, ask Utah if he's healthy. He's like, oh, I take the skin off chicken, sir. But then he's picks up a donut. He's like, I love these things. Like, what the fuck is that?
Listen, gotta have guilty pleasures every now and then.
But I take the skin off chicken, but I eat these fatty ass donuts. Sorry, but that's what just bothers me about that scene so much.
What really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
Put the donut down, you unhealthy bastard. So, Nick, what else you got?
I got also when Utah and Pappas first met. And,
Yes, I got that.
and Pappas is like complaining about he's blindfolded. He's complaining about the new guy and what does he call him? Like Johnny Quarterback or something?
Quarterback punk.
Quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback punk.
Papa's, give me 2 bricks to the bottom of the pool.
The shit they pull, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? meet your new partner. Pappas. Angelo Pappas.
2 bricks coming right up.
But for like I like that scene as well, and it's just shows their dynamic and how it's like they both just kind of get along right off from the bat, and he's kind of like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm stuck with this young guy. Let me make the best of it, you know. And Busey's just a fucking nut job. So.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great in his role.
Yeah.
Hard to see anybody else do that role.
Yeah, what else, Nick? You got anything else?
And then the final one that I had was the first skydiving scene, and it was just because it was like
so
this-
long?
No, it was just like it's like this chaotic time, both like leading into it with the chase from the bank robbery, and it's also chaotic because you're fucking skydiving.
Yeah.
But they made it just like this peaceful, calming, like
The guy's got the flippers on and the tube.
right. Like it's not. It was just I don't know. It just hit me where it was just like, it's almost like a calming moment instead of being like the insanity that you would expect.
Yeah, I could agree with that because I have that scene as well. And it's just like for 2 things. One, because of like how beautifully it's shot and like everything. I'm like, dude, I want to go fucking skydiving right now just because of that scene. And I've always wanted to go skydiving, but watching that movie, I'm like, God damn, I have to go. And the other thing is like the mind games that are being played between fucking Utah and Bohdi at that time, because they're like, no, well, here, maybe you should take this shoot, take this
Yeah,
shoot.
and they all know.
Yeah.
Like Keanu knows they're all robbers.
right,
Robbers all know
right,
he's an
right,
FBI agent.
Right.
knows,
Mind
like,
fuck.
Like,
Right.
what's going to happen?
Right.
It was a mindfuck, because next time they're all fucking holding hands in the middle of the sky. So what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Yeah, it's
right.
like, they're like, at that
Take my
at that
strong
point,
hand.
you're thinking like,
Grab my hand.
I'm sorry. Brian, go back on.
but at that point, they're like, you could kind of see where like we'll all just fucking die together, like because it could have went that route. Like he's like, well, I'm not pulling. Well, you pull it, and it's okay. So I mean, I love that scene, and it was like I said, it was beautifully shot and just really cool just to see all that stuff. Oh. To touch up on Shane's scene with the chase. I feel like that's like the first like modern day chase scene that we've ever seen like that way, because like the angles that are being shot on the camera with it, like you never see them like running from that sort of perspective. It was a long as shit chase. And like
It was like a POV kind of.
Yeah.
It was about a 3-minute chase scene.
Yeah.
I kind of timed it.
Yeah. No one stopped for water anywhere, so you know.
Well, between car to foot.
Yeah.
Previous collegiate athlete, so
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
who needs
you know.
water, right?
But I mean, but he also
But he's got a
blew it-
fucked up knee,
Yeah, he blew out
so.
his knee,
I
so-
mean, what does the knee got to do with water?
But at
filled with it.
at the same time, I do love in the beginning of the chase scene where he just makes that fucking giant fireball at the gas station. Like, who thinks of that? Like, boom. You're like, don't come near me.
But again, you look at his eyes and he's just like, burn it all, you know?
And he's just like, one, first off, it's smart. He's burning everything, like, evidence inside that car that they have. And then two, you're like, this guy's fucking nuts, man. He's willing to do anything to fucking
and
get
3,
away.
it's not like, oh, your best friend's ever got into a freak gasoline firefight and died.
Does he squirt him with the gasoline too? He's like, get out of here.
Yeah,
He squirts
he squirts the guy in the beginning. He's like,
Yeah.
get out
It's
of
like
here.
a pre-Zoolander like gas fight, freak gasoline fight accident.
Maybe that's what inspired Zoolander.
I got you. So before Brian goes on his tangent, we know he's getting crazy. Nick, anything else you got for your scenes you want to throw in there?
No, that skydiving was my last one. I kept it short because I figured anything else I picked after that, we were going to be on the same page. So
It seems like we are. Brian, what you got? So you did your...
All right. So, I mean, I got the same scenes that, like, Shane mentioned, you know, like the FBI raid scene and the fight at the beach, just because I like both of them and, like, that whole concept of, like, fucking War Child in there and where you kind of think it could be this gang, but it's definitely not because they're just not smart enough to pull that shit off. But Bohdi just happens to be there at the beach, and that's where you see the real friendship of Keanu and Bohdi really start to come in, like where he wants to be.
Yeah, he steps up to the
blossom.
badasses and
You know, and he's like, this is my boy now. And he's basically like a ride or die with Swayze. And at that point, and that's where that inner struggle comes in because he's like, I don't want to believe that it's him. I know it's him, but I can't fully prove it just yet.
then you got Pappas coming in at the end. See a little,
See, little dog?
some kid stole his radio or something.
Yeah. No, there's 4 guys over there that you might attention.
So I thought those scenes were good.
But, you know, give Pappas credit, man. He's like, oh, shit. You know, realize we're back on the cover, even though my partner got fucked up, so... Pappas knows.
he
He's been in the
kept
game
his-
for long. That's why. He got those 2 bricks real quick. Anyway.
And then the other
still got the stamina.
The other scene that I do have is the night football scene. Like, I mean, you did kind of mention it, but like, it doesn't talk about like how competitive it gets into it, and like when you finally first meet. This is like right before this. You finally meet Bohdi, and it's like 25 minutes into the movie when you finally meet Bohdi, and he's technically the star of the movie. It takes a long time to like build up this character, but you have this all built in your head, and it's like, this fucking guy's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
like, I don't look at him as a bad guy. He just seems, I don't know, like
He's fighting the system, like I said
he's-
later on in the game.
He's technically the bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I
You may
understand
be
what
called
he's
a bad
doing,
guy,
like,
but
yeah.
are you a bad guy?
But, you know, everything about that, you know, they find out, you know, he used to play QB and all that sort of stuff. And one of the things is, like, who actually wins this fucking game? Like, you never know. Like, that once again, you said that's, like, the longest field you've ever seen. Like, the guy...
They literally got more. They got more people on the beach to tackle Johnny Utah.
He's
than to
50
get
yards down the field from everybody and still running.
His own teammates are tackling to say not to get after. I don't know. I'm confused
So,
at that
you
scene.
know, I think we may have to, like, rewatch that scene just to see, like, who's keeping score and who's winning that game, You know, Utah throws a couple nice head fakes, you know, in there, you know, nice little deep ball. So he's got a few taters.
He does have a sweet play action play, though.
He's got a few touchdowns in there. So, you know, we'll see who wins the one-on-one matchup. But, you know, all right.
Okay, good. What else you got, Brian?
That's it. Like, I think I just got, like, the skydiving scene. Yeah, the chase. That's it for me. Like,
Very good. No one. I throw in there the Bohdi's house party that leads into the late night surf session where he's like, I learned how to surf. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Again, it's building a relationship with Bohdi and what's her face, the love of his life now,
Tyler.
Lori Petty, that's slut.
Yeah, she looked very attractive there, but
Don't
her
talk about
face.
Kit like that.
Oh my god,
She
yes.
sucked in that movie, too.
Oh, yeah. Fucking horrible.
Crybaby.
And I also like the opening credits, the scene with the surfers, and then when you see the absurdity of Johnny Utah qualifying in the rain.
I was gonna say, how did nobody talk about that?
That's
With
like
him with the shotgun.
the shotgun, like such a badass. I think this is like the pre-John.
That's what you did in the 80s, you know?
And then you have that like
You had
like the perfect
you had
slow motion.
unlimited bullets and you shotgun with one hand.
He's hitting every fucking target. That's when he's
Perfect
like,
score.
Yeah, Utah, perfect score. He's like, with the thumbs up, bro. We still use that fucking GIF now. Literally, when we started this podcast, Shane's throwing that GIF around. I'm like, are you in to do this? Next, you know, there's Johnny Utah with that fucking thumbs up in the rain with that smirk
Goofy
on his
look.
face. Yeah, that goofy looking smirk. Oh my god, I loved it. So,
But you're also seeing Bohdi doing, it's side by side characters.
yep. So you get introduction to both the world. There's the surfing world and there's the law enforcement world. Okay, so now let's go on to favorite quotes. We'll go with Shane. What you got for favorite quotes on here?
I mean, when you think of this movie, you think of one line, and it's hands down the best quote. You can say it whenever you want, and it's Utah. Give me two.
Yep.
I mean, I was waiting for that quote the whole time just because of Buck's phone. That was the one quote I was waiting for the whole time watching the movie, and then I almost felt like a sense of relief once I finally heard it. I'm like, all right, I can watch the movie again.
I mean, besides that, I have a bunch of quotes that I don't know if I want to ramble on here.
Go ahead, man.
The one that sticks out to me is when Bohdi says, "If you want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price. It's not tragic to die doing what you love."
Yep.
And that resonates to me. I love that quote. Anytime I go to like big mountains out west, I think about that and it's like, wow, this guy's completely serious. He gets into what he does, and
That's why you love Bohdi. Like,
Yeah.
That's why, like, you don't look at him as the bad guy because he's spitting off all this sort of stuff, and you're just like, this dude's fucking awesome.
yeah,
And like most of my quotes are probably gonna be Bohdi, but hey,
like he's not a bad guy.
No,
he's
he's not.
just the bad guy in the movie.
That quote can go for like, listen, catching that big wave, going for
Goes
that
for anything.
ultimate goal, anything.
Yeah.
Even if you want that escort and you don't have that kind of money, but you'll find a lot of money to pay for her, and you're gonna get her.
You're gonna pay the ultimate price.
And it could be crabs. Who knows?
Gonorrhea.
You might think it's the upfront cost. You don't know.
Or you go bankrupt. Do you have AIDS?
I see. So, all right.
But
Go ahead,
another
Shane,
Bohdi
hit
quote
us.
I have is when he's talking to Utah on the plane, and he's like, "I know it's hard for you. You want me so bad, it's like acid in your mouth, but not this time." And then he's like, throws the gun. "Adios, amigo," and he's out.
Jumps right out.
Yeah.
Laura was so mad when he threw that gun. She's like, why would he throw the gun? Why would he throw the gun? I don't know. Maybe he didn't
He's
want
like,
it to go off when he
fuck
hit
it,
the ground.
Utah
I
doesn't
don't
have a
know.
parachute. He's not going to jump out of this
I was
plane.
like, I don't know. That's what I said. She probably didn't think he was crazy enough to jump after him. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
She
You
said,
wouldn't-
no, why would you throw the gun?
That's,
I don't know.
that's a murder weapon, actually. They can use that for prints. So, got a little knowledge in there. All right, what else you got, Shane?
When Nick was saying the introduction, when Harp, he's like, "You're a real Blue Flame special, aren't you? Young, dumb, and full of cum."
I like that, but then I loved how he kept going on. He's like, "What I know is how you got. What I don't know is how you got assigned here. Guess we must have just run out of asshole storage, huh?" And Johnny Utah real quiet is like, "Not so far." That whole part was just like great.
Yeah, the Harper's great because then he goes on to be the doctor in Scrubs, and he's the PC version of that character.
But once again, his delivery in the whole movie is he's like on 100 the
Yeah.
whole time, just like bah, 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 and it was great. You needed it.
That goes into the next one that I have is when he's yelling at Angelo in the bank.
Right.
Just the whole thing he goes on. It's like, "That's why I put you two screw-ups together to begin with." It's like, "You two jerk-offs deserve each other. Well, you're a little fatter, you're a little slower, and a little more pathetic." For Christ's sake, it's like the blind leading the blind with you two.
Yeah, just tearing them down left and right.
Harp is so good in this movie.
Oh, he was badass.
I don't think he had anything nice to say. Just tears everyone down.
He's just such an asshole the entire movie.
Squat.
Great.
Caught my first tooth today.
Sir. Yeah, that was one I got on this. All right, Nick, what you got for us on there?
So I had the Harp line, and then going back to the scene where I said with Pappas, where he's like, I've been on the job for over 20 years, and I fail to see what fishing bricks from the bottom of the pool has got to do with bank robbery. And on top of that, they got me babysitting some quarterback punk named Johnny Unitas or something. I knew he called him Johnny something. And then after that, when the scene when they're going to jump skydive the first time, and Johnny looks around and he's like, "We gonna jump or jerk off?"
Yeah, when they're passing the parachute back and forth.
Right.
Are we gonna jump or jerk off?
His delivery, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then the last one that I had was Bohdi. When they were in the van and he had the shotgun and he's like, cocks it and he's like, "Peace through superior firepower."
It's a good one. All right, Brian, what you got?
Surprised we didn't do the Vio con Dios.
I got that too.
Okay.
I didn't want to waste everybody's
Okay.
airtime.
You throw them out there, man. That's what you gotta do. Another classic one from Johnny. I am an FBI agent. It's a stupid quote.
Yeah, you gotta go.
But it's just the way.
Yeah,
the
it's delivery.
Yeah,
and that's it. And that's what sells it on him.
Yeah,
I wrote down Keanu lines.
That's just all. This is your wake up call. I am an FBI agent.
All right, so then I'll do my other Keanu line that I liked in there, which was, "You crossed the line. People trusted you and they died.
You gotta go down."
Like, once again, the delivery.
Down to Chinatown.
Not a great quote, but
No.
it's the way he says it. Pappas, one of my favorite quotes from him, he's like, 22 years, man. LA has changed a lot during that time. The air got dirty and the sex got clean. So that's my favorite Pappas line.
I wish you would have elaborated
besides
more on
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's definitely seen some shit. So like,
He's paying for that. He's paying for that escort.
He paid the ultimate price.
without a doubt. Then the other one from the other surf gang, that would be a waste of time.
I had that. Yeah, it's like the bunker comes in and he's like, we're just gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. And then I'll go back to my Bohdi quotes over here. I went to robbing a bank. Little Hen says it's time to rock and roll. Like it. Another one from Bohdi. If you want the ultimate, you got that already. Let's see. This one is probably the best
That would
one.
be a waste of time.
Yeah. What's the matter with you guys? This was never about the money. This is about us against the system. The system that kills the human spirit. We stand for something. We are here to show those guys that they're inching their way on the freeways in their metal coffins, that the human spirit is still alive. Don't worry about this guy. I got it. I know exactly what to do with him. But the last part is a throwaway. But that whole part, like, it just shows you like his whole mindset of like who he is.
His mentality of fuck the system.
Yeah, and it's just everything about him is like, this fucking guy's awesome. Like,
Yeah, no, seriously.
That's
I concur.
Yeah, he's not a bad.
He's not.
He's not a bad guy. He's just
very
the bad
relatable.
guy.
I'll throw my one Bohdi quote I got in there for you.
I got one more Bohdi quote.
Okay, go ahead, throw it in. I'm gonna see if it's the same one.
It's fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
Exactly. Yep, that's what I was about to throw in there.
Yeah.
I love that quote by Bohdi. Motherfucker's deep.
Yeah, fucking spitting out fucking knowledge, man.
Yeah, his spirituality.
Yeah.
That the whole culture.
That surfer vibe. He really got down pat. God, his golden locks are beautiful. So I'm sorry, just in the wind.
Deep
Beautiful, man.
thoughts with Patrick Swayze.
Beautiful,
and Bohdi.
man.
All right, so let's move it on to the movie awards. So let's go for best quote. I'm gonna not. For me, I know you guys said the taco because when you think this movie, that's what it is. The
taco.
But I like the fear causes hesitation. Hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true. It's very deep. It's a lot has to do with this movie on that quote. But again, you have fucking a fat slob outside the window shouting, 2, Utah, give me 2. Then I like what he says after that. This is to say,
He says I could eat the dead ass out of a rhino.
Yeah.
Should have had to give me 2 of these.
Give me 3 of these.
so you guys want to go with that one? Anything else you want to throw in there? It's something different.
Listen, I could always go with like any Bohdi quote, anyone that we just listed before from Bohdi, like because he's just so deep and all his lines hit more than like anybody else in this movie. But I feel like realistically, I always just have to go with the Utah Get Me Too.
This Calvin and Hobbes is funny.
Oranges, sir. Take some oranges.
You want some oranges?
$1, sir. No.
No, we got a lot. We got a lot.
$1, sir.
No thanks. Good luck. God. For a turkey cemetery. Oh. It's time for lunch.
Angelo, it's 10:30.
Right around that corner, there is a sandwich shop. They sell meatball sandwiches. Best I've ever tasted. Would you go get me two? Come on, partner. Two. Thank you. Utah, get me two.
It's the most quotable thing we probably say to each other in our group of friends all the time. So
exactly. Right now with the
know.
beer, we can just
Yeah.
we're already on. Going to be on a third one now. So definitely eat the dead ass of that one.
Because everyone else isn't done. Just don't single me out.
It's so good. It's when it hits the lips. It's,
But yeah, I feel like it has to be Utah. Get me too.
I say, Nick, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not gonna hate on that. Not
All
gonna
right.
hate on it.
Sounds like what it is. So let's go with the best scene. So Nick, I'll go with you. We'll let you go with your nomination for the best scene.
I think for me, it's got to be that first skydiving scene. Just the like I said, the whole fact of it's a moment of calm and pure chaos. It's for me. I think I have to.
Yeah, everyone's sizing each other up, and you realize once they dive out there, it doesn't matter. They're all in the same team, not the same team, but same playing field at this point, where they're either going to die, whoever has the wrong chute or packed a shitty chute, and let's hold hands and come together. And anything else, Brian? What do you think? Something you want to throw in there different?
No, man, it's tough because I'm torn between the skydiving scene and a chase.
With the foot chase?
Yeah, like the foot chase. I mean, like I said, because it's so like different from what we've seen before, like in chases, and so it's just like that wide angle sort of thing. And then the skydiving scene is just, like I said, besides it being just how visually stunning it is to see these guys out there doing that thing, but the whole backstory with the mind games of because of what just happened with the chase. Like I'm gonna have to go with the skydiving scene. I just like everything about.
So 2 for skydiving, Shane.
Yeah.
I'm on the chase scene just because the end of that scene is when they're looking at each other and they know who each other is, but they're like looking into each other's souls like, God, like I love this guy and I love this guy and I can't shoot him and this
Why
guy.
are you doing this?
Yeah,
Why are
exactly.
you doing
Like
this?
I love you like a brother. Like,
But for me, that's why that makes the skydiving scene so good because they're like you said,
It's
they
that,
already know.
that come together moment.
Yeah, they already know, and it's like.
yeah, I'm still on the chase.
No, honestly, I have to agree with Shane with the chase. It's you going through all this. It starts off with the car. They're all over the place. I explained earlier, the longest chase scene on foot I've ever seen. Next thing you know, they're throwing a pit bull at each
Throwing a
other.
dog at each other. Yeah, jumping through somebody's back window and a lady beats him with a broom.
Because he locks a glass door and throws a lantern through the window and stuff like that. And he gets beat with a broom.
And just the end of that scene is just awesome.
And then the fact that scene was also parodied in Hot Fuzz. That's such a recognizable scene that they actually parodied it, where the guy doesn't want to shoot his father. So I guess we're 2 for 2 on this one on there. We might have to take this to the polls and see who's going to do what, because honestly they're both great scenes. I think the foot chase, honestly, because it's been parodied. Has anyone parodied the skydiving scene? Well, maybe. There's been a lot of skydiving things, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll go to the Twitter. We'll go to the website and see what the fans want.
The Twitter sphere.
The Twitter sphere. So
Tweet.
yeah, got it. So all right, now let's go to our best character, the Randy Watson. Honestly, if it's not Bohdi, but let's hear some other nominations on here. Shane, what do you think?
I mean, are we going with best character or best like breakout character? Because obviously Bohdi is my favorite character, but if you're going for breakout character, it's Pappas, because he totally kills his role.
Yes.
Every scene he does, he kills. So it's like Bohdi's the best character, but if it's a breakout character, then it's Pappas.
Yeah, I can totally see that. So
Okay, like I'm with you with Bohdi.
Let's remember, it's Randy Watson, the show stealer.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
so,
are you doing,
so that's
right?
where, like, when we're doing that, and the only reason why I'm going to throw my guy out is Harp, because when he comes on screen, he steals every scene because he's just yelling as loud as he can, and His lines are hysterical too.
I'll get to that in the next category.
Was it the fact that he wore a tie with a short sleeve button-up shirt? Is what really got to you?
Dwight Schrute.
Yeah. The Dwight. He was Dwight Schrute
The
before.
Dwight Schrute Award.
Yeah. Before. So Nick, what do you have to say about this?
I think I'm with Shane on this one with Pappas. I think so.
I'm not upset about Pappas.
That was what I had going into this. I thought I was going to be the odd man out. I figured it was going to be you guys were going to go with Utah or Bohdi. So to know that, to hear him say Pappas, I was like, yes.
Like they're two, like, Utah and Bohdi are the stars of this movie. And they carry the movie. Like, it's tough to put them as like the Randy Watson award.
Say like a breakout character, then that's Pappas all the way.
Okay, sounds like it's Pappas. I can totally get behind the Pappas. Yeah. Give me two. Give me two Pappses. We got it. All right, sounds good. So now, Adrian Balboa, that bitch. So who's the worst character? Brian? I think I know who Shane wants. But who do you think?
I'm probably gonna go with Tyler. I'm not a fan of her.
I'm 100% on board with you. I hate that bitch.
I don't.
She sucked this kid, and I hate her here.
That voice. It's that voice. I would have said like any one of those Nazi guys. I just thought that they were really
awesome.
Terrible job. No, it's not about what they stood for. It was just about. I just felt like they were like. I don't know. I just didn't think that they did a great job, especially in the raid. Like I don't know. I was just like, these guys.
Yeah, but at the same time, like Tyler, like. I just don't believe her.
I hate.
I don't.
She's on the beach teaching Utah how to surf, and she's wearing those stupid '80s socks and sneakers on the beach, trying to teach him how to surf.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I hate those. I hate her.
I couldn't get behind her. Like, if someone else could have played that character, then I'd be okay with that. I don't know who, but
Lori Petty just sucks.
Yeah.
But what I was saying before is it the person that we hate? Like, I hate this fucking bitch.
The person you want to punch in the fucking
Or
face.
is it Harp? He plays a dickhead the entire movie and he kills it. It's like, man, this guy sucks so bad, but he's just doing such a good job at acting in it.
It's just the person that you want to punch in the fucking face.
Then it's Lori Petty. Yeah. I hate her.
That's all.
I want to punch her right in the fucking face.
There you go.
Let me cock back this arm and fucking Lord Petty. Here we go. We're gonna fucking slam it down.
Pop down.
I'll bring you here and I'll bring it right back.
There's no kids in this movie for you guys to hate. So
yeah. Well, I said no. It's Brian. Brian hates the kids. No one's. So we know where we stand on that one. So we're not gonna throw out Tom Sizemore, the DEA agent.
Oh, he's awesome.
You think I like this fucking hair?
My wife makes me sleep at Ramada.
I just want to see what you guys' thoughts on Tom Sizemore being.
I love him.
You realize that this is the Keanu Reeves gets called Hotshot in like multiple movies, right?
Yeah.
I put that. I heard when they both the now I'm drawing a blank on the character we were just raving about. Harp calls him Hotshot. The DEA guy calls him Hotshot, and then in Speed he's called Hotshot.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I gotta start watching Keanu movies and see if anybody else calls him Hotshot.
Sizemore character though, like when you notice when they're doing an FBI raid, he's eating a bowl of Cheerios and he's pouring beer in it. This guy's in deep.
Fruit Loops with a Miller High Life.
It was Cheerios. It was Cheerios.
He's worrying about his heart.
One of those Honey Nut.
No, it was the yellow box.
Standard issue Cheerios.
Yeah.
What was the beer? Was it High Life?
It looked like it was a tall, thin beer. It looked weird to me. I didn't think it was a beer at first.
It's probably like Coors Original. I think it might have been Coors Original.
Coors Banquet? Is that what
Baby.
Oh my God.
Going Johnny Lawrence style. All right.
I wonder why the 80s was fantastic. All right, sounds good. So I guess we got our Adrian Balboa. Is she worse? How about this? Is she worse than Adrian Balboa, or she's just
No.
Okay.
No.
Adrian Balboa sucks at every movie.
Fucking horrible. Sucked in The Godfather too. Fucking bitch.
Okay. All right. Calm down.
Save it for later.
Save it.
But at least they beat her up.
All right. Sounds great. Anything else you guys want to throw in? Anything we missed? We thought it seems to be wrapping it up for this.
I was waiting for somebody to throw in that Sizemore character. Not that I hate him. He's great. The scenes that he was in, I forgot all about them.
I just want to throw it in there, see what you guys thought on there, because Tom Sizemore, God, I think this is before he went fucking.
Before he turned into
insane.
a train wreck.
Yeah. And when
he turned into a train wreck after Saving Private Ryan, right? So there had to be like
He had like ups and downs.
maybe the PTSD of Saving Private Ryan really got to him.
really swayed him. But he was fantastic in that movie, though. I'm not gonna lie.
He was very good. Oh yeah, he was in, a quick Sizemore thing. He was in every like war movie that could have been, and he was so good in that. That's like his like.
Because he's a fucking nut job.
Yeah, like what's that called?
I think I like this.
That's great.
All right, so let's bring it on to a little behind the scenes BTS. I'll start it off with. So the film came close to production in 1986 with Matthew Broderick, Johnny Depp, Val Kilmer, and Charlie Sheen all being considered to play the Johnny Utah character, with Ridley Scott directing. However, production fell through. Insane, right? Imagine
Willem Dafoe.
Really? Look at that.
He was one of the
Interesting. Imagine Matthew Broderick as fucking Johnny Utah.
God,
Horrible.
no.
Horrible.
Maybe the only one that I could see out of the rest of them that I would kind of like would be Charlie Sheen.
Was this like Platoon Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah, probably close
Major
to that
League
character.
Charlie
Before
Sheen?
Major
Yes.
League.
So, let's see. Point Break was originally called Johnny Utah when Keanu Reeves was cast in the title role. The studio felt that the title said very little about surfing, and by the time Patrick Swayze was cast, the film had been renamed Riders on the Storm after the famous song by The Doors. However, Jim Morrison's lyrics had nothing to do with the film, and so the title was also rejected. It was not until halfway through filming that Point Break became the film's title because of its relevance to surfing. All right, so 2 months before filming, Lori Petty, everyone's favorite here, Reeves and Swayze trained with former world-class professional surfer Dennis Jarvis on the Hawaiian island of
Cowabunga?
No, Kauai. There we go. Jarvis remembers, Patrick said he'd been on aboard a couple of times. Keanu definitely had not surfed before, and Lori had never been in the ocean in her life. Shooting the surfing sequence proved to be challenging for all three actors, with Swayze cracking 4 of his ribs. For many of the surfing scenes, he refused to use a stunt double as he never had one for fight scenes or car chases.
Another badass.
Where was Lori Petty from? That she'd never been in the ocean.
Oh, Midwest.
Like the
Yeah,
Midwest.
she was.
Could it be Kansas and they made fun of it because that's why they used it?
I don't think it
I
was
don't think
Kansas.
so. No, it was probably
Well, it makes sense.
probably
There's,
Ohio.
there's nothing around there.
Probably Ohio or something like that. So anyway, Swayze also did the skydiving scenes himself, and the film's aerial jump instructor, Jim Wallace, found that he was a natural and took it right away. Swayze ended up making 55 jumps for the film. Swayze actually based aspects of his character after one of his stunt doubles, Derek Dorner, a top big wave surfer. After learning to surf for the film, Reeves took a liking to it and took it up as a hobby after. All right. That's what I got for a little BTS. Shane, you got anything there? I think
I read that Swayze didn't do any jumps. That what he did was the production told him, because of insurance clauses, because he was a skydiver as his hobby, and they're like, you can't do any of these jumps due to insurance. The only jump that he actually did when he said, "Adios, amigo," and he jumped out.
Yeah.
That was what I read is the only jump that he actually did in the movie.
Ooh, interesting.
That was legit.
Can you cite
No,
this?
I don't think that's fully true. Like what he did.
It was on the internet.
Yeah.
Everything's true on the internet.
I know that jump was in the, like, it wasn't planned on the day they were supposed to do it. So, like, that's why he does the Adios Amigos and he jumps, and that's like, it's actually like filmed at that point. But so from everything that I've read, he did do, like Jay was saying, like the 55 total jumps, and because he was doing so many jumps, they were gonna uninsure him because they're like, God forbid something happens, you know. So that's why I think after that point, it's like you're only getting one more jump, like on scene.
That makes sense.
So that was from what I read, that's what they had.
Well, everything else I have is I don't know if anybody noticed he was left-handed. These are two 49ers references for Nick here. Left-handed, like Steve Young, and Johnny Utah was based off Joe Montana.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they based the character off Joe Montana.
Interesting.
Hot damn. Look at that. I said Joe Montana.
I read that Swayze originally auditioned as the role of Johnny Utah.
I can see that. He's so much better as Bohdi.
Yeah, hands down. You can't see anyone else.
The two characters, Nathaniel and Gromit, are actually they're in Swayze. They're pro surfers.
Oh, okay.
They actually trained the guys.
Nathaniel. Wait, those are the other FBI agents?
No, they're Bodhi's gang.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bodhi's gang. I
Not Roach, the guy that they throw out of the plane at the end.
Yeah.
And dies. The other two guys.
You're bleeding, man.
The guy that actually dies in the bank, Gromit, one of the pro surfers. I didn't even realize in the movie that's Swayze's brother.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until he's like, don't die, bro, don't die.
Yeah, I thought he was saying bro, but
Yeah.
that was actually his brother.
So the blonde hair, blue eyes as well for him. Didn't give away his brother.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just joking. I know why I thought you said that. I'm like, oh, that's right. That's his brother.
That's all I got.
I see, Brian.
All right, so you guys pretty much you got everything that I had, except for one, which I think you will all like. This is because the beach football scene is the same exact spot where the soccer game for the Karate Kid happens.
No way.
Interesting.
Wow.
Ties it all back.
Back to the 80s.
Look at that.
So,
Cobra Kai, motherfucker.
fucking LaRusso.
Pussy.
You know what?
Pussy.
I like to do a jump ahead as BTS instead of for like Fast and Furious. So where Johnny Utah meets
Yes, I
who
know
we
you're
hate,
going.
where he orders that. That's where
The
Brian
shrimp?
meets.
Vin Diesel.
No, not Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's sister, and he orders a sandwich from her at that same restaurant. So that's where it took place.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So
'Cause they
and it's
take
kind of
a-
like the same character. So Brian is Johnny Utah.
Right.
And
Vin
what's
Diesel is Swayze.
what's Diesel's character's name?
Dom.
Vince.
Dom.
Oh, Dom, yeah.
Yeah, Dom.
Toretto.
Toretto is Bohdi. So that's like the modern day fucking.
Yeah, they took a lot of
Gets
stuff off
in
of
too
that.
deep.
Yeah, like,
So that's that. Okay, now answer a question of the podcast over here. Reels, Booze, Bros, RB2. Can The Rock make this movie better? You smell what I'm cooking. I say no. Anywhere else you can throw it in there? Shane?
I think he's just too big to play a surfer. I mean, the only character I could see him playing is War Child because
Yeah.
he's such an animal.
I
But
can't
he's
see
just
him
a
on surfboard.
giant monster. I can't even picture him on a surfboard.
No, not definitely not on a surfboard.
Well, nowadays, but if he was back way when he was a little bit, I guess not so much thinner.
He
when
was
first-
always big.
He was, he's 6'4".
Yeah, he was a fucking.
He was a lineman.
football
The only
player.
thing
Yeah.
I could see him fitting in as is either Pappas or Harp, but it's it's a different.
I would think
role than-
that would be like more like a funny kind of
right,
like
right, but
not this all
other,
serious.
Other
Yeah.
than that, I really don't see him fitting
Yeah,
into
no.
this movie at all.
That would be a waste of time.
Okay, so we brought that back onto that. So and now, obviously, there was the question: should there be a sequel franchise TV series of this? There was a remake, and it was goddamn awful. I couldn't even. I got about 30 minutes into it. I couldn't
Yeah,
even
me
finish
too.
it.
It was
I
just
refuse to
terrible.
watch it.
It was bad.
I tried and I gave it.
I don't think there ever should have been. Like, well, it was a remake, so should there be a sequel? I don't think there can be because we're pretty sure he died.
The only thing you could do is either a prequel or like what they do in their off season when they travel out of the country and whatever the hell they're doing.
I could sign up for a Netflix 10-episode series on Pappas.
Pappas is great.
Pappas and Harp back at it.
Well, I mean, before Pappas meets Utah to see how he gets to that level.
Yeah, but obviously Pappas and Harp been together for a while, so you can totally put both of them in the same
right.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
same show.
Yep.
Maybe Harp was his partner.
Yeah.
And got the promotion before he did.
Right.
Now Paps is a little salty,
Yep.
and Harp's just a dick.
Maybe we just fucking wrote a pilot. I don't know.
Trademark.
So
I see. All right, sounds good. So we'll do with that. We'll do a quick break. Then we'll come back with our final thoughts on the movie, and we'll tell you what we'll be doing next for our next podcast, and some little outro stuff that we got. All right, so stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's basic dog psychology. If you scare them and get them peeing down their leg, they submit. But if you project weakness, that promotes violence, and that's how people get hurt. Then, peace through superior firepower. All right, so we're back. Reels, Booze, and Bros, RB2. We're gonna finish it up. We'll go with our final thoughts. We went pretty straightforward with the rest of this stuff. So, who wants to go with their final thoughts? Shane?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you, I love this film. It's got passion and a plucky spirit. The characters have integrity. 2 thumbs up. And Lori Petty sucks.
I'm gonna agree with everything he said there, especially in the Lori Petty part. But
The milk's gone bad on Lori Petty. Huh?
Fucking tank girl. Bitch.
But you got to look at it like this is arguably Patrick Swayze's best role. I mean,
It going up to pretty much
easy.
after this, he does some other stuff, but I think this is like his last defining role.
yeah.
I can give you this might be his climax.
Like I think
I'll
he
give you
did
that.
like Roadhouse and Outsiders and Ghost and all that was before this, I think.
I think Ghost is Ghost technically? Yeah, Ghost before this is like 1990.
So I think this is like his last big role before he did a bunch of other crap.
Don't get me wrong, I love Patrick Swayze, but this movie is he's just so iconic. Like his character is so good, and like Shane was saying, this movie's so good in so many different ways. You know, just the interaction between the two and some of the stuff that we didn't see before in these sort of movies. You know, like especially seeing the like newer version of like sports, like extreme sports. Like a lot of people didn't see skydiving and all that sort of shit. So this like launched ESPN2 and the X Games with everything like that. So that's phenomenal. And just like the way certain scenes were shot, which we didn't see before, in the chase scene, that that point of view shot, amazing. So when this movie's on, I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it from the start to the end, or pick it up wherever it is. And be like, oh, it's a night football scene. He's gonna tackle his ass soon. Let's go.
I wouldn't think that going into this like Keanu and Swayze would work together, but it's just they just play off each other so perfectly.
Perfect.
Indeed. So, Nick, what do you think on this? You got your final thoughts?
I'm going to agree with them, but just tone it down just a notch. Just one notch. That's all. I'm right behind them. I'm agreeing with them, just not on the level that they're on. That's all. Okay,
I got it. You know what? I think this is Patrick Swayze's worst role. I like him in To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. All right? Plain and simple. He was dressed as a cross-dresser.
As a drag queen?
Drag queen. So, no, okay. This is his fantastic.
I have a question for you. How dare you?
I had to throw it in there because that's probably the next best movie he did after this in his entire career.
He's actually pretty good in that movie.
So, it was very good. Yeah. I'm just going to say it straight. Point Break. God, why is that so hard to say for me? I don't understand. Very good movie. Pick it up at any time you want. I say this in every fucking episode. You got to watch it from start to end. So once it's on, you're
But if you've seen the film, you can pick it up anytime.
Yeah, anytime you pick it up. It is. But I want to always start from the beginning because I said that first opening scene is great where you're getting the
it's a true introduction to the true introduction to
the shotgun,
the two characters,
the cheesy grin with the thumbs up.
And you know what?
Like, it's
we'll still use it.
Scene
I'm going to send you on the way home.
Like, you guys make it okay home from my house without drinking all these booze? You got a nice thumbs up from Shane with there. He'd be on the way back. Get me two.
Be nasty. We'd be at the takeout line at McDonald's. 2 filet of fishes.
Yeah.
Give me 2.
Oh, that's disgusting. So, as I said,
make it 3.
Did I say 2?
All right, so this movie, we love it. It's the start of the Keanu Trilogy here at RB2. And the next movie we're going to do on this one is going to be The Matrix. And that is my all-time favorite Keanu movie. I'm going to throw it out there. I saw that 4 times in the theater. I think we mentioned that once before on a podcast. I can't remember.
It's going to be an hour and a half long dork podcast.
I can talk nonstop about The Matrix down here. I'll try to keep it as much as possible to myself, but I'm not making any promises I can't keep. That's what we got, Matrix. Check it out for the next one. So if you didn't watch this movie, listen to us, watch the movie, then listen to us again.
Don't watch the remake.
No, stay away from the remake.
Don't even
1991 Point Break, that's it.
Yeah, that's all there is.
And all I want to know is, are you going to have the red pill or the blue pill?
Always the red. That's actually my senior year quote in the book. I had to get approved because people were like, "Why is he talking about drugs?" I'm like, "You fucking losers! You know you
roofies."
Yeah. Why do they call them roofies when you end up on the floor? Oh shit!
They should be called flories.
And we are fucking way off topic.
Lori Petty sucks.
And that's it. It's how we close out this podcast. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, our real bros and real girls fans out there. If you want to check us out and be part of the RB2 experience, visit our website at reelsboozebros.com. Once again, reelsboozebros.com. You'll find everything you need to know about us. And that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers.